Monday. We're rocking and rolling right here with you. Hottest show on the streets, number one forum for Bama football news in my own world. George truly, Stephen Smith, the Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you all in here on a Monday. We bring you the show as always from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of a channel, you know what time it is. You smash that subscribe button right now. You hit that subscribe button, tap subscribe. You get locked in, you get locked on to your top Bama content right here. You also hit that notification bell so that way you miss nothing when it comes down to Bama football. Smash the like button too. Hit the like button, give us that thumbs up, raise those like levels up there. We appreciate that from all of you. Also, subscribe to touchdownalabama.com. Get you that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. We got you covered, all things recruiting, current team, current roster, current coaching staff, Alabama football players from the NFL. We got you covered on all facets of that. Also, get with TDA Plus as well. That subscription to TDA Plus, you get exclusive articles, exclusive content, you get exclusive videos, whether it's yours truly out there, documenting down practices for Alabama, whether it is The Way It Is podcast, where I'm going into my 15 years of covering Alabama football and just never before told stories before. You definitely want to be a part of that. You got the Justin and Dex podcast breaking down all things recruiting. That's phenomenal. And then you got Justin's recruiting bites where he is on the road, literally on the road, breaking down all things recruiting. So you definitely want to get yourself locked in. TouchdownAlabama.com. Get you that subscription. TDA Plus there as well. We want to hear from you tonight, the Bama football family. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. Well, John, without further ado, we get to topic number one here of the conversation. Alabama football continuing to get help from the NCAA transfer portal, this time on the offensive line. We knew the offensive line was coming. Bama's gotten some help there. Defensive secondary with guys like Deshaun Jones from Wake Forest, King Mack from Penn State. Got another guy from a smaller program, I believe, in Charlotte, or UC Charlotte, one of those programs right there. But Bama gets the help needed here on the offensive line. Kangan DeBoer and Chris Kaplovich, your head coach and your offensive line coach for Alabama football, has added help. Brought in some help here on the offensive line. And the guy that's been brought in, Gino Vandermark from Michigan State, is in here. That's the help that's been brought in. Gino Vandermark from Michigan State, formerly of the Big Ten. Gino, who played 8 games for the Spartans this past season. Keep in mind, Gino was with Coach Kaplovich before at Michigan State. So Coach Cap gets one of his guys back, now at Alabama in Tuscaloosa, where he can really, truly build him up, develop him, make him into a massively productive offensive lineman. Now, Vandermark, he's strong, he's powerful, he's got good initial movement, still needs a bit more work there on the athleticism, still needs a bit more work there on the quickness, but is still going to have that development there with Coach Chris Cap, so that's good there. So to have Vandermark join the team here for the offensive line, pretty big there. And, for him, he can play center or tackle. He can be a swing center. He can also play tackle. He's got the size. They're at 6'6", can be a tackle, can play on the outside. But also, he can be an interior guy at that center position. Now, of course, you have Parker Brailsford, who's the starting center right now at this point. You would have Rock Montgomery behind him. But to get Gino Vandermark in here that can play multiple spots, can play multiple roles. It does create you that depth there. It'll be very interesting to see where he kind of fits in here to this whole offense, how he fits into this offensive line that, once again, you go back and you look at the Washington Huskies, Coach DeBoer's offensive line last year. The offense itself was number 1 in the nation in terms of pre-snap movement, pre-snap motion, shifting, a lot of that window dressing, eye candy stuff before the snap. Once the snap of the ball got into play there, those guys were able to mash and maul guys, open up opportunities there, not only for the run game for the Huskies, but also for Michael Penix Jr. to be a 2-time 4,000-plus yard passer. Of course, Penix in the National Football League got drafted number 8 overall by the Atlanta Falcons. So Chris Cap gets one of his guys back, and Vandermark. It's going to be interesting to see what he does and how he fits into this high-powered offense under one Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, and Jamarcus Shepard. But we're going to take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting you started here on a Monday. We get back from the break. We get into your phone calls. We get your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. How are you feeling on a Monday? We get to you, the Bama fans, after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama Football Package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Stephen's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never-heard-before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, here we go. We're back into the action, rocking and rolling from the break here. Hottest show on the streets. Number 1 forum for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you all in here checking out the show on this evening. Continue to hit the like button, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, make this your spot here for all things Bama football. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that from all of you. We're actually not going to be doing calls tonight. Got to get some things there worked out. We're actually not going to be doing calls tonight, but continue chatting there in the YouTube chat line. But before we get into topic 2 of the conversation, John, a little bit of an update. So a former 5-star wide receiver for Alabama, A.J. Hall, you guys remember him, came in that 2021 class. So much hope, so much anticipation, so much hype, so much expectation. A.J. Hall who had that great spring game in 2021. We were all expecting him to be the next, big thing. Well, he left Alabama, didn't work out, goes to Texas, think he's going to be a star at Texas. That doesn't work out. he takes a year away from football, and now according to multiple reports, the native Floridian is back in college football, but he's a walk-on at UCF. He's gone from being a 5-star scholarship player at Alabama, didn't work out, goes to Texas, another big-time Power 5 program under Steve Sarkisian. That doesn't work. Takes a year away from football, and now he's a walk-on at Central Florida. Hopefully, this helps Ajay Hall because, man, I mean, he was thought to be, by some, kind of a second coming, if you will, but just didn't work out. But best wishes there to Hall as he's now at Central Florida. But we get into topic number 2 here, folks, of the conversation, and this was a good one. You had Nick Saban sitting down with Paul Feinbaum of ESPN today. Nick Saban, who is retired from coaching Alabama football, coaching college football, period. Nick Saban, the 7-time national champion, 6 times at Alabama, but 9-time SEC champion at Alabama, the guy that coached 4 Heisman Trophy winners at Alabama, the guy that produced countless All-Americans, countless first-team All-SECs, countless guys to go in the National Football League, countless first-round picks. Just that, Nick Saban sat down with ESPN's Paul Feinbaum this week. And kind of crazy because you never think that Saban would really, truly, sit down and break bread with Feinbaum, especially after, the last few years or so. Feinbaum has really gone hard against Alabama in a lot of the commentary. So you really wouldn't think that Saban would be sitting down with Feinbaum, but he did. He did. And one of the intriguing things he spoke about was how this 2024 Alabama team has a lot to overcome. Saban mentioned this 24 Bama team has a lot to overcome because you look at, first off, Nick Saban no longer being the head coach of the program. You got to overcome that. Like, that shadow of, this guy comes in here and puts us back right, puts us back winning national championships, puts us back in national prominence, puts us back relevant, and now he's retired from the game. He's retired from coaching. You have to get a whole new guy, different guy, and though you like and though you enjoy the vibe of Kalen DeBoer, and you do, it's still the aspect of, he's filling in the shoes left behind by the greatest to ever do it in Nick Saban, right? So you have to overcome that. Then you have to overcome the loss of guys that were that left for the transfer portal, the loss of guys that declared for the NFL draft. You have to overcome that. You got to kind of overcome a whole different coaching staff coming in here. And then you have to overcome all of the naysayers that are seriously thinking that there's 4 other SEC teams that have better national championship odds than Alabama. So there's a lot that you have to overcome. Okay, but it's correct. There's a lot that you have to overcome. But when you look at DeBoer, Jalen Milroe, Malachi Moore, among the list of other leaders on this team, Bama's got the leadership to be able to overcome it. Does it have the depth to overcome it? We will figure that out this upcoming season. But as far as just the leadership to overcome it, I think it has the leadership to overcome it. Having Jalen Milroe back is huge. Having Malachi Moore back is huge. Having guys like Tim Keenan, Jaheim Otis, Tim Smith, Tyler Booker, Big Jaden Roberts, or having Devontae Smith, defensive back version, having guys like that back is huge. Keeping guys like Freddie Roach, Robert Gillespie on staff, David Ballou on staff. Now that was huge. So I think Bama's got the leadership to be able to overcome the obstacles it will have to win a national championship. But will it have the depth to overcome that? We will figure that out in this upcoming season. So it'll be fun to watch this. But getting Nick Saban's perspective on, Alabama's going to have a lot to overcome. He's right. He's right. He's absolutely right. But this team right here, if it can, definitely overcome the naysay, overcome not having Saban anymore as the head coach and being fully behind the board and seeing what he can provide where this team is concerned, overcoming the guys that were lost in the transfer portal and also lost in the NFL draft. Bama can do that. This is a team that can contend for, that can push for, that can compete for a national championship. But we go to another break here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we go into the final topic or the final discussion here of conversation. This is geared toward Alabama defensive back Domani Jackson. How much of an impact can the transfer from USC make? We wrap things up with that after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama, and you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, folks, all right, we're back into the action. From the break, rocking and rolling right here. How to show up in the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. We get into final discussion here of tonight's show. Appreciate all of you guys checking us out here on a Monday. But we look at Alabama transfer defensive back Domani Jackson coming in here from the University of Southern California, USC Trojans, on the West Coast. And, how much of an impact can he make with this team in year one? And Jackson was on a podcast for the Winter Athletic Circle this week. And Domani talked about, he discussed how his teammates, new teammates now at Alabama, they didn't have to worry about him when he decided to commit to the Crimson Tide on December 28th of 2023 out of the transfer portal because he wanted the grind of Alabama. He wanted the culture of Alabama. He wanted the program of Alabama. He said that's exactly what I needed at the time. And he said, I wasn't going to go anywhere. I'm locked in here. I'm big on being here. I'm going to remain here. And I'll let my teammates know, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not going anywhere. He mentioned, hey, the vibe that Coach DeBoer has, I love his vibe. You know, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here regardless of what happens. And that's huge coming from Jackson, of whom, you know, Alabama pursued him hard in the 2022 recruiting class, the former 5-star from Modern Day High School in Santa Ana, California. You know, he chose to stay home at USC. We understand that, but he's now at the University of Alabama. And one of the things that Jackson talked about in the podcast was Alabama's spring game and how crazy that was for him. He said, look, when we walked out for the spring game, it was like ants. It was like a party of ants out there. It was like fans were everywhere. We hopped off the bus. Stadium was just full of fans. Like, we took the field, and that was the loudest I've ever heard a stadium. And I remember the guy interviewing Domani was like, was it like that at USC? He was like, nah. We never had the stadium that packed at the SC. The Coliseum was never that packed. Like, people would just sip their wine and just attend, but it was never that loud. It was never that ruckus. It was never that passionate as it was when you look at Bryant-Denny Stadium for the spring game in Tuscaloosa. And so Jackson is starting to understand there are college football fans and then there are Alabama fans. Alabama fans are rabid passionate about the program. It doesn't matter if the program is up. It doesn't matter if the program is down. Alabama fans are extremely passionate about their football program. They're going to pull for it. They're going to support it. They're going to be about it regardless. And I think Jackson saw that. And not only was he impressed and overjoyed, he was possibly a little bit overwhelmed because he's like, man, this is just a spring game. They're like this for just a spring game? So you can only imagine how packed the place is going to be throughout the regular season, especially this is the first regular season without Nick Saban as the head coach. This is Alabama first regular season where it's coming off 3 years in a row with no national championship. Like, these fans are hungry. They're going to be at every single game packing it out because they want to see, how does this Kalen DeBoer era look? How does this Kane Womack 4-2-5 defense, like, how is that going to go? Who are going to be the guys that are going to really step up and take ownership of this team? And then most importantly, can this team get to a national championship and end this 3-year drought by winning one? So it's going to be, it's a lot of anticipation. It's a lot of expectation on the table right now. And for Jackson, of whom he does have experience coming from USC, I think he will have an impact on this team. I believe he will. I think he'll have an impact as one of 2 starting corners. I think he'll start because of the fact that he brings size, he brings speed, he brings athleticism, he brings big playmaking ability. I know a lot of people, they look at USC's defense the last 2 years, and they say, well, why do we need Jackson in here? USC's defense was off for the last 2 years. I don't put that on Domani Jackson. I put that on Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator. That's who I put that on. So to bring over Jackson, who will get much better coaching from Maurice Linguist, from Kane Womack, from Colin Hitzler. He'll get much better coaching from those 3. Because of that, they'll be able to develop him into what he desires to become, that being a potential, first-round pick in a future NFL draft. So I think Jackson will be highly impactful for this year's team. Now, what numbers could he put up? That remains to be seen, right? How many interceptions could he have? How many pass breakups could he have? That's something that will remain to be seen. But I think he will have a productive year. I think he'll have a strong year. And I think he'll have a year where people may try to test him early, but they're gonna quickly start to realize, okay, this guy's locked down, so we can't really go after him. Let's go after the other guy, whoever the other guy may be, opposite of him at corner. Could be Deshaun Jones, the transfer from Wake Forest. Could be Jaleel Hurley. Could be, one of these freshmen that has risen up the ranks here throughout spring practice. So that's going to be fun to look at. But yes, Domani Jackson, seeing what he felt about, not leaving the program despite what happened with Coach Saban announcing his retirement, Evan Jackson talking about, hey, the A-Day game. I was so impressed by the fans that were there, the support that was there. Even though it was just a spring game, Bama Nation shows up and Bama Nation shows out. So really good stuff there from Jackson. Looking forward to seeing what he does here in the season to come fall. But as always, Bama Nation with the best in news, notes, information, material on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store, if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store, if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right here. All right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Also, Bama fans, remember to check out touchdownalabama.com. Touchdownalabama.com. You get you that subscription today. We got you covered in all things recruiting and all things dealing with the current team, the roster, the players, the coaching staff, and all things dealing with, Bama football in the NFL. We got you in all facets. TouchdownAlabama.com. Get that subscription today. TouchdownAlabama.com. Also, get acquainted with TDA Plus, where we've rolled that out. We've got exclusive coverage, exclusive shows, exclusive articles. We got all that for you right there. TDA Plus. Subscribe right there for all of your needs. We got my man James Henry as we round out the show, dropping that $5 donation in the bucket there. Appreciate the love from James Henry and appreciate all of you, the Bama fans, all the YouTube commenting, all of the love, the support, the appreciation that you show us. We thank all of you. But next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing. Do not be bored there. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.